In this video, we're going to go over the 3 most common types of image files that you'll upload and work with in Cricut Design Space. And if you have a specific image that hasn't been working the way you want it to, by the end of this video, you're going to have a better idea of what the issue is. And in this or coming videos, you'll learn how to overcome those obstacles and how to make each of those files work exactly the way you need to. So to show you, it's quick and easy. You upload an image and click on browse. That's how you upload an image. And from there you're going to search your computer and select the file that you want to upload. Now for this video I am going to show you the exact same image with both a PNG and an SVG file. And I'm going to start with the SVG file because SVG is distinctively the easiest type of file to work with Cricut. So if you're looking for free files or files you can buy on Etsy, you want to make sure you include SVG. That's short for Scalable Vector Graphic. And rather than just telling you what the difference is, it may be easier to show you. So as you notice, when I uploaded the SVG file, it takes me to this page where I can select an image name, and I'm just going to change that to van, and then you can choose a tag. Now this would be a search phrase that you'd use to find that image later. So I'm just going to put van there as well, click save, and now I'm going to select the image and insert it into Design Space. So with this being an SVG file, what you're going to notice is over here on the right hand side, we have a lot of different layers. And the reason this is the type of file that's easiest to work with for Cricut users is because there's all these different layers. So you have to remember that your Cricut is not a printer, it's a cutting machine. And to make this image, you're going to need to cut different colored material to create that image. It could be vinyl or it could be cardstock. And it doesn't have to be these exact colors. You may, for instance, want to change. We're going to ungroup. You may want to change this part right here. Let's say you're going to cut that out of purple and you're going to use white for this part. Okay, just to, and I probably wouldn't actually use those colors, but just to show, you can make this any color you want, and the colors are going to depend on the material that you're cutting. With that being said, I do want to show you that you're going to want to group things by color. So if you import an SVG that has a lot of different colors, you're going to want to come over here and use this section to attach all of the different layers. And we're going to have another video coming out soon where I go into greater detail on working with layers and attaching them, which is very important if you're going to create a decal using multiple layers. So look forward for a video that focuses on that. But for the sake of this video, let's move on to the exact same image. I'm going to delete that, and we're going to upload the exact same image as a PNG file. Now, you might notice a few differences when you upload it. It doesn't go right to the screen we had before. It starts out on this first page where you're going to select an image type. This is really the image quality. And it does tell you right here that your image will be uploaded as a single layer. You want to select the option that best matches the complexity of your image. And I recommend that you always select complex. When you click continue, it's going to take you to this page. And this is where you can clean up. Let's say you don't have a transparent background, or you want to remove the inside of the tires, or you want to remove the windows. You can click on different sections and it will delete that. We're going to click undo and go back. And then another thing you can do is erase certain parts. Let's say there was a little dot there that you didn't want. You could erase that. Okay, so when you're done cleaning up your image, you're going to click continue. Now this part is very important. As it said in the beginning, and as I'm showing you, when you upload a PNG file, it's going to be a single layer image. So over here on the left may look right to you, but this is how it's going to cut out. If you click on this image on the left, which looks the way you want, this is going to be a print then cut image. And if you select this on the right, it's just going to save, this is going to be a cut file, but it's only going to save the silhouette or the outline of your image. So we're going to do a print and cut image and save. We're going to select that and insert it into Design Space. And as you may notice, we're going to make this a little bit smaller. As you may notice over here on the right hand side, you don't have all the different layers. You just have one layer. And if you go to make it, it's going to have a black box around the image. So what's going to happen here is if I'm going to have to print this image on my printer, and then when I send it to the Cricut, it's going to cut just the outline of the tires and the van, just like it showed, but it'll print it and then cut it out. So I know that can be kind of confusing, especially for somebody who's just beginning with Cricut and still learning about the different types of files. But this is just to show you that a PNG is going to be a print then cut image. Now there is a way to make a PNG work as a multi-layered SVG file. And that's something that I will show you on another video. But for the sake of keeping this video on topic, we're going to move on to JPEG. Now in most cases, an SVG and a PNG file are both digitally designed. JPEG could be digitally designed, but it's usually more along the lines of a photograph that you like. And to show you an example, I'm going to upload a different image now. I'm going to upload a JPEG, and I'm going to select complex. And here is where we're going to clean up the image. And I'm just going to show you that it's not exactly as easy as you'd like it to be. So as you can see, the simplest way to clean up a JPEG in Design Space is most likely not to clean it up in Design Space. There are other graphic design programs out there, but if you absolutely must, then you'll want to use the eraser tool. And that also depends on your image. Sometimes you're going to have a JPEG with a white background that's easy to remove. But something like this takes a lot of patience, and it doesn't work as well. It has all of the shortcomings of a PNG with the added complexity of cleaning up a real image like this. So this is very poorly done right now. I'm not, giving it my best. I'm just showing you with the eraser tool how I'm going to remove the background by tracing around the van. And you just zoom in and zoom out and remove all the unwanted background. And as you can see, it's very wonky, and I'm doing this very poorly, but it gives you an idea of the process and how you'd clean up the background. And then you can create an outline of the image that you want. So this is not going to be perfect. I'm not going to put a lot of time into this image to give you a proper example in this video. But I will be doing another video that shows a better way to work with a JPEG photo. And that's when we get into using Inkscape. With Design Space, you know, when you clean up an image, again, you can have a cleaned up image with no background. You know, clean it up nice, create the outline or the silhouette, save it as a print and cut, and then make a sticker of that image. So it is possible. And then you would, you know, the Cricut would, so you don't have to fussy cut, it would cut the silhouette out. So I know it sounds like I'm saying don't bother, but that's not the case. You can do a lot of great things with a PNG or a JPEG. But this is just to show you, again, just like with the PNG file, that it's not going to be multiple layers. This is a single layer, and the only way you can work with a JPEG like this would be to print and cut. So just to give you one more visual example, we're going to insert all three of the images. Make this 5 inches. We're going to insert the PNG and make this 5 inches. And when you look at these two side by side, you'll also notice there's black lines around each of the pieces here, while there's not there. And we're going to throw this man in there as well. This very, very poorly edited JPEG. And you can see over on the right hand side where it says cut then print for both of the PNG and the JPEG. Well, the only file that you can cut as it is would be the SVG. So if you have a specific image that you want to use in a way other than print and cut, there are ways to do that, and they will be coming out in future videos that will focus more on working with a PNG or working with a JPEG, both in Design Space and in Inkscape, which is a bit more advanced, and we'll get to that. So if you're struggling to use a specific image, chances are it's not working for that reason. It's not the right type of file for what you want to do. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching.